Welcome to your Barbados Today evening news update for Friday, July 12. So glad you can join us. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Rubis Caribbean is still interested in purchasing the state-owned Barbados National Terminal Company Oil Limited. However, the company's chief executive officer, Mauricio Nichols, says he's content to have BNTCL store its oil even if government chooses not to sell the energy provider. He made the comments following a courtesy visit by Small Business, Entrepreneurship and Commerce Minister Dwight Sutherland to Rubis's Welch's St. Thomas headquarters this morning.
We have been communicating with the government, not recently, but a few months ago. And what we had expressed to the government is if the government was of the view that they would like to resume or explore once again the sale of BNTCL, we would be interested in participating in that process. But what we also told the government as well is if the government wants to continue to own BNTCL, that's absolutely fine with us. We have no concerns about storing our product at a BNTCL that is owned by the government of Barbados. We're happy to keep it that way if the government is of the view that they want to keep it that way. And we're happy to participate in a future process, maybe if the government is of the view that they may want to sell it at some point in the future. I'm not aware of any plans that the government has to sell BNTCL. And as I said, we're very happy to continue to be hosted by a BNTCL that is owned by the government of Barbados.
Meantime, the France-based International Petroleum Company plans to build 2 more service stations on the island. Nichols said they are awaiting permission to begin those projects, which will provide improved products and services to consumers.
When we started here in the region in 2011, we had 12 service stations. Now we have 17, so we have added 5 in a period of 8 years. We plan to add 2 more. Well, in your number of 16, you probably weren't counting the last addition to that network, so that is a small discrepancy, but we now have 17. Excellent. 2 more, so hopefully we'll take that number to 19. And of those 19, we have plans to fully refurbish, raise and rebuild 2 of the existing locations. So that's a big investment as well. On our side is to make them more welcoming, to make them more spacious, to make them better for our consumer, and to provide really a better fuel and convenience store purchasing experience for them. So we are committed to that.
Another St. Michael teen has been remanded to Dodds on a murder charge. He is 17-year-old Joshua Shaquem Alexander of Well Gap, Cave Hill, St. Michael, who is charged with the June 16 murder of Emilian Peter. The 28-year-old Peter is the island's 30th murder for the year. Alexander was not required to plead to the indictable charge when he appeared in the District A Magistrates Court this morning. The accused will make his next appearance before Magistrate Christika Sargent on August 8. Barbadian entrepreneurs are eyeing promised investment opportunities in Guyana and are eager to tap into that country's growing market. And they have received assurances from the CARICOM country that their talents in agriculture, renewable energy, construction, and the creative industries are welcome. Guyana's Consul General to Barbados, Sita Pilgrim, also lauded Barbados's forward-thinking approach during the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trades Exploring Potential Investment and Trading Opportunities in Guyana seminar at the UWI Cave School of Business this morning.
The government of Barbados recognizes the incredible development in our country, and it recognizes the incredibly fast pace at which it is moving. Your presence here in such large numbers suggests that you too recognize the opportunities which are opening up in Guyana as a result of the exploitation of vast amounts of oil. As production comes on stream next year, the need for goods and services will expand exponentially. So, as a country on the move, indeed, we are open, very open to investment. And you should bear in mind that the level of competition will be pretty stiff. So your government is to be commended on its efforts to guide you accordingly.
The Church of God of Prophecy opened its 23rd Biennial Regional Convention last evening with a reminder from Prime Minister Mia Mottley of the need to uphold principles and values. Mottley told representatives from Barbados, Grenada, St. Lucia and St. Vincent and the Grenadines that while Barbados is not a theocracy, there are common principles that unite the Church and the state.
And I therefore speak to you today, conscious that irrespective of whether we walk on the path of the state or whether we walk in pursuit of the works of the Lord, that principles and values matter. And I don't say so idly, because for too many, it is easy to abandon principle when it becomes inconvenient or difficult to adhere. But principles only mean something when it is inconvenient to stand by them. Does it mean that there are times then, therefore, we will be found wanted? Yes. But it is not ours to be divine. It is ours to be faithful to the divine.
Meanwhile, opposition leader Bishop Joseph Averly appealed to the audience to embrace the role of politics in the development of society.
Don't say I have nothing to do with politics. Politicians are the worst people in the world. If they are the worst people in the world, then those are the people you need to confront and to mix with so that you make instruments of change in your life. I have not found them to be the worst people in the world. And therefore, that role, that mandate that is given to the church must be seriously embraced by all of us. And I hope that reflection comes forcefully to our hearts, to our spirits, to our minds, to our bosoms in this convention. Because this business of politics will impact you and your generation and the generations to follow.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
To news from our regional neighbors, the Caribbean Court of Justice cannot establish a date on or by which elections must be held in Guyana following last December's successful motion of no confidence against the coalition government of President David Granger. The ruling today from CCJ President Justice Adrian Saunders as he delivered consequential declarations of the court. Justice Saunders explained that the court also could not lay down timelines and deadlines that in principle are the preserves of political actors guided by constitutional imperatives. Justice Saunders said the CCJ must assume that these bodies will exercise their responsibilities with integrity and in keeping with the provisions of the Constitution, bearing in mind that the no confidence motion was validly passed on December 21 last year. On the international front, a state of emergency has been declared in Louisiana as a growing tropical storm Barry nears landfall. Storm Barry has been gathering speed over the Gulf of Mexico in recent days, and officials say sustained wind speeds have grown to 50 miles per hour and may still reach hurricane strength by the time it makes landfall. It is expected to bring storm surge and heavy rainfall to the city of New Orleans, which has already seen thunderstorms and flash floods. The National Weather Service warns that flooding from the slow-moving storm poses the greatest risk.
Stay dry as best as possible. Again, high and heavy rain falls. This is what we are preparing for. make sure that you, again, just stay put. We're focusing on 8 p.m. This evening, asking people to stay at home, shelter in place, have commodities and supplies to last you an upward of 72 hours.
And that's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook, and sign up for our breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We're also on Izumi Media in bus terminals, as well as screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM and Capital Media HD 99.3 FM. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. To have a wonderful weekend.